All
Should post the
right,
link.
got everything going finally. I think it's gonna be the cleanest start we're gonna have. No one's face is gonna be cut off when we start. Uh, the only real problem is that you can't see our social media. Um, so how is everybody? Everyone having a good day? I know you said you were Mark. You were out skiing, enjoying the outdoors. Caleb, you were out hunting and wrestling with kids. What
Yes.
the fuck were you doing, Chase?
Um, I was handicapping Aqueduct, doing a poor job of looking after my youngest because she rolled off the bed on my watch earlier. That's all right. She flipped something over and hit her head on my wife's watch soon afterwards. So um, yeah, just a whole lot of crazy around here.
So when you said that just was about 2 minutes ago that you're the number one suspect if your child dies, like coming from experience, huh?
There have been investigations. No one's ever hung anything on us.
Oh man, today was fucking brutal. I don't know how you guys did handicapping, but I might have like gone like negative 80% Roy or something. I think I might have gotten one bet back. So it was pretty bad.
Oof. It's a tough day.
I believe it's pronounced Wah, Josh, not Roy. What
What's
are we
that
talking about?
what's your favorite fairgrounds jockey's name again?
Oh, are you?
Dude, you
I have
literally
no.
were just you right before we started, you were practicing his pronunciation.
Oh, Beskiza.
Yeah, there you go.
And actually, I've heard it pronounced differently since. I've gotten on Mark's case about it. It might be have sort of like a pizza type pronunciation. It'd be Beskitza. So I owe Mark apologies, and he will not get them.
Hey, I don't know if you guys saw, but Powell apologized for redboarding earlier. So
Ooh.
yeah, there's an apology you never thought you'd ever see.
It's not all bad news today. I've had a good
Easy
day
shit.
actually. I made, couple bucks at Aqueduct, and I'm live in the Santa Anita pick five, so I've had a pretty good day.
I had a god awful day at Aqueduct. Congratulate you on your hits because those were some tough races to have. Um, I had I wanted in the last four races I had two nipped at the wire and one pick throw the jockey. So like it was just all together bad. But you had some. I saw that pick three score you had, and most definitely kudos because that was a nice little sequence to hit. Ice cold BT dub.
That's right. Gotta take that red border title back from Pal. But yeah, it was a tough day. I think like pick five actually has a carryover at Aqueduct. I don't think anybody hit it.
Yeah, because they had that 50 to 1 one, right? Was that Aqueduct or where was that? Where
There
was
was a
that?
50 to 1 at Santa Anita
Was it
that
Santa
won. I'm not
Anita?
sure
Yeah.
if, but I do think the late pick five carried at Aqueduct. I don't know if that carries to the early tomorrow or the late.
It would carry to the late if it was part of the late sequence.
Okay, so should be a fun day tomorrow.
All right, so we got this. We got him. Let me go ahead and got this next race coming up here. This is the start of our nonsense. Race 4. Got 10 minutes to post here. Looks like they got the post parade going on. You guys playing anything here?
If these odds hold, I think I've got some stabs that I might take here. Uh, I my number one pick in this one was the eight top mission, and some of the horses that I was considering, either boxing up or maybe key boxing with, or getting some pretty good prices here. So I might be taking a stab in this first race.
Yeah, I've already fired a daily double here. I did an AB daily double that's posted in Discord if you want to tail it. I'm 4x 812 over 5910, then 2x 812 over 17, 2x 610 over 5910, and then 1x 610 over 17.
Yeah, if you followed all that. Nice.
Yeah. If anybody has any questions, throw it up in chat, and I'll
Yeah.
everybody.
I hated this race. I had no strong opinions. I mean, I'm very glad it's not part of the late anything because I really don't like this race. I ended up on 8, 9, 10 as my top picks, but I'm probably not going to have any action here just because I don't really care for anything in particular.
Yeah, there's only really one horse that's like sticking out to me over here. That I'm interested in betting if I was going to do just a flat win bet, but I think I might try and take a look at the next race for some doubles. But I like this 9 Silky Appeal here, probably the most. I'm gonna try and build something around. I think this 9 here.
I definitely think you are getting good prices though. 8, 9, and 10 are all more than fair. The 11 looks like he's a lukewarm favorite.
The 11 was
And
15-1 on the morning line, so I don't know.
yeah, I
what's
didn't
going
have
on
the
there.
11 anywhere. He's taking a lot of money. I mean, maybe he's live and that's a bad line, or maybe somebody knows something. Like I said, I'm probably going to sit on my hands for this race.
Well, the interesting thing about the 11 is if you look back at the last race, the pace was actually pretty fast for Turfway Mile at 23-4, 47-2, and this horse sat off the pace and didn't make up, all that much ground at the end. With a started in the sixth post position, so it does look like the horse steadied, but I don't know. It doesn't look like the horse ran much, so interested in to see why the horse is getting bet down so much. And I don't know if you guys can see. Is it just on my screen, or is Chase turned into a robot or something over there? He's all 8-bit.
Am I here? Can you see me?
I can't see you.
Yeah, he looks a little 8-bit on mine as well, and just the YouTube feed just went that way as well.
Looks like our boy Dennis posted his picks in Midwest is best. I don't know what he likes here. Unfortunately, I can't see.
Looks like he is on the 9 in this race. It looks like he's got a winning Joe bet.
See, me and Dennis are just seeing the ball the same way. I don't know if that's a good thing though.
No, I think this 9 makes a lot of sense.
Like Ajari Williams, mostly rides at Mountaineer. Looks like this horse is actually also shipped in from Mountaineer. Finished second last time by half length. Inside, which depending on reading the comment, this sounds like a Naughty horse. It says wide rush flying late. So we'll see how that works out here. I still think the outside's probably good. At least the first 2 races kind of agreed with it, or the first and third race. I don't really remember the second. Not having the horse.
I would agree on the second race as well. I think all 3 races have played.
Oh yeah, the second race was the 9, right?
Yeah, and the 12 was closing into that race, and that was illogical from the outside. So I think that race sort of made some sense with that sort of outside bias as well. And that definitely what was working last night as well. Everything kind of late in the card last night seemed to be from way outside.
Yeah, so full disclosure, I haven't had that much time to cap today, so I'm still kind of looking through stuff, trying to figure out some plays. So I don't really have a lot to say about this race other than I didn't like anything immediately. Actually, I had the 2 and the 5 are both horses I liked, and apparently they both scratched.
So just taking a spray and pray approach here. I've got a $2 win place on the 8, a $1 exacta key box 8 with 910, a 10-cent super 810, 810, 912, 912, and then a $1 double 810, 1012.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna have like 7 pages worth of bets tonight, aren't I, to post on the on the blog,
Including a $5 donation.
Speaking of donation, what are you guys drinking tonight there?
I finally obtained myself
Finally,
a bottle
there
of
you go.
Blanton's. And not one bottle of Blanton's. I've obtained 3 bottles of Blanton's,
Yeah,
which is the most they would let me buy at one time. You know?
that's at least they let you buy more than one.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy. Win or lose tonight, I'm already a winner.
I think I'm just gonna play something small and simple. I'm gonna try and double this 9 into the 9 and 10 and 11 next 3. The 11 is paying a heck of a lot more. It's more of a long shot. So I'm gonna try and figure.
Not to derail anybody, but I would if you're watching and rooting for your favorite bourbon drinking stream team, I'd love the 5 at Santa Anita. But I have 2 5-11 covered.
Oh,
Is this like
I'm
you
gonna look at these
actually
word
like the horse
pays.
or the best payout?
5 pays like 1,200 or 1,400 in the pick 4 in the pick 5. I think the 11 and the 2 pay like 300 or 400. They're pretty low. Bellafina got beat, which I thought this was going to pay boxcars, and then after that, it's completely chalked out. So.
All right, so I'm gonna do 9 to 910 for $4, and then 9 to 11 for 2 here. So really gonna key in on this 9 here. Hope to get a little price. Probably, well, it looks like the odds are coming down a little bit, so probably not worth it.
It's 11 at 5 is 8 to 5 favorite at Santa Anita is dead.
Oh, never mind. The friggin' odds weren't up. Well, it's still at 6 to 1. I feel like that's probably a good one.
Caleb, at Santa Anita, you probably shouldn't use that language. Just saying.
Yeah, it's probably bad phrasing.
Poor
This 2 is
Tay.
loaded if he finds a seam.
I'm still drinking that E.H. Taylor that I posted from dinner. I've been like nursing this for a while, but I picked up two more bottles yesterday. I think I showed you guys these. There's this Dickel bottled in bond, which is a Tennessee whiskey. Apparently, it won some kind of award this year for like whiskey of the year by some guy who I forget the guy's name. I probably could. Seem like every time he recommends like a whiskey of the year, it ends up fucking selling out everywhere. Last year was the McKenna 10, which now like you can't find anywhere, even though before it was like a $30 bottle. That's all right. I don't see it. Polka Dot Taylor actually fucking loves this shit. Like he was telling me months ago, he's like, you got to buy this stuff. It's good. And but maybe I'm just not a Tennessee whiskey guy. I don't know. But then I bought this as well, which is Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. And I actually prefer this, I think, to George Dickel. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think it's actually pretty good. And actually, part of the reason why I bought this Jack Daniel's is it was in a gift set. It has one of these fancy Canadian Glencairn glasses with it. Got a little like Jack Daniel's etching on it. It was the same price as just a regular bottle, so I figured I'd go with it.
And we're loading into the gate, it looks like.
Push over. Turn the little announcer on here. I'm gonna fire a win bet at this 9 since it stayed up that high. So
yeah, I really like the 9-10 the next race.
Starting gate, it's
That's
post
pretty much
time.
all I like in the next
Birds will
race.
be the first to load.
Debating trying to work
Central
a
Banker
double,
goes
but the
in,
fact that this 6 is
top
taking that
mission
much
locked
money.
up,
I'm sorry, not the 6.
Sophia
The 11 took that much money. Kind of makes me cautious.
Or De Jesus and Lexi goes in. Topo Chica.
all right, put $5 to win on this 9. Try and get a little
Or Dan
cash back.
McSorley Red cap, white blinkers in. 5
Yeah,
left.
The
As
9-10,
beautiful
9-10
creature.
doubles are paying
And the
pretty
Jameson
well.
Silks
I'm not
coming
gonna
up
play
7
it,
to
but
1 on the board.
I think that you're getting value there.
Promised Fame into line. Aiken for Gold, daughter of algorithms out of a Lord Carson mare.
Swear to God,
Locked
dude,
up,
Jari
1 left.
Williams
I
fucked me so
admire
bad
you.
at Mountaineer a couple
For
times
free
this
bird
year,
to
so
the
you got to come up
outside.
big for me here.
Fillies and Mares at the post. The start from Caleb Hayes. They are off. Fast start for I Admire You is going to try to cross and clear from that high draw, but will be stretched a touch as Silky Appeal, Top Mission, and in fact Beautiful Creature all reaching on out for the lead. Meanwhile, Topo Chica slides underneath very quickly, has the lead. So Topo Chica, daughter of Tis Deja Vu, has made the point. She's on the build daily in front by just about 2.5 as Beautiful Creature away in the second position. I Admire You to the outside of her racing in third. Out in the clear from fourth is You People. To the inside of her is Top
Looks like
Mission.
we may have
They
a
are
rabbit.
fourth and fifth on the run up the back set, about 7 off the pace. Then comes Silky Appeal, followed
Gotta
up next
come
by
back, though,
Aiken
right?
for
I had
Gold.
12 at
Then
I
to the
mean,
inside, it's Run Like Rev.
I haven't
Up to
seen
the outside,
Speed
it's
go wire to
Promised
wire
Fame,
yet today,
and
but
3 birds at the back of the pack,
Yeah, I haven't
quarter
either.
quick,
I assumed this 12
23
would be
and
sent
4.
a
They
lot
head up the
harder.
backside, they pass the half-mile pole, and Topo Chica's half-mile up on the board, 47 and 4/5 seconds. I Admire You draws right alongside, and she puts Beautiful Creature in a tough and tight spot. Beautiful Creature is going to try to quicken there in between horses. In fact, she gets lucky and gets a split as Topo Chica starts to backpedal as they continue to race around the far turn. Now up on the outside, it's You People now on the move. Here comes Promise Fame, moves a closer fourth as they continue to race around the turn, and I Admire You comes away with the lead. Whip
Any
comes
chance
out
this
on
12
You
can
People
hold
as
on?
Promise
That'd be
Fame's in
really
third.
nice.
Beautiful Creature up the fence from fourth as they straighten away to the top of the home stretch, and I Admire You has the lead, but here comes a You People also down the center. Promise Fame, many chances inside the final furlong. I Admire You trying to hold off. Promise Fame up to the outside. You People in the
Did you have a
middle.
good mark?
It's I Admire
My
You.
12 was
Promise
made for
Fame
me.
trying to get there. I
Oh.
Admire You wins it a length. Tight photo for second.
beat 8
You
and
People
12
was to
is.
the inside. Promise Fame to the outside. And
That's
Aiken
rough.
for Gold was
Oh
fourth.
shit! Sorry, my volume got muted. What'd you say, Marcus? Sorry.
I had the 8 and the 12 as A's.
Yeah, the 12 is an A. Great pick. And 12 wasn't one on my ticket. So why'd you like the 12?
Just thought there was a chance that horse might honestly be more loose than he was. I didn't figure they would rate him back. On optics, he seemed like he'd be more forwardly placed than that. So honestly, I got the right horse for the wrong reason. I'm gonna put it right down.
12, 11, 10 finished 1, 2, 3, huh? 12, 10,
Yeah,
11,
and the other thing was, Caleb, I was assuming this outside bias has been holding, so I wanted, I was figuring, okay, forwardly placed horse who's got a chance to get loose, outside bias, it's enough that in a race that didn't look very strong on paper that you can kind of dabble a little.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, good pick, Mark.
I mean, 15 to 1 on that horse is that's huge.
Yeah.
So you had you're doubling out of the 12, right?
Yeah, my double started in the 12. So in the next leg, I'm 4x to the 5, 9, 10, and 2x to the 1, 7.
Yeah, I was not. I mean, I don't know what the fuck that ride was in that 9. That was kind of interesting. He decided to explore every portion of the track, including the inside and the outside.
He also tried to run up on heels of another horse down the top of the backstretch, and it was full of horse, but no place to go, and then faded back. It was a really, really weird ride. Well, the brutalization of Oklahoma is over.
Oh my god, that game was wild.
Just nuts. I came in and we walked in the house at half, and I looked at it, and I assumed that was like, there were like 2 minutes to go, and then I realized, oh wait, the 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Ooh.
So did you hit that pick 5 then at Santa Anita? Did you have the 2?
I did. It paid $403.65.
Way to go, bud.
Very nice, Caleb. Very, very
Thanks,
nice.
fellas.
Look
I'm
at that,
not
dude.
probably.
That's like what? 6.
How many Buffalo
6 bottles?
Traces?
That's about 6 bottles of Blanton's, right?
Have we upgraded our unit of measurement?
I don't know about that. I mean, you usually want your unit of measurement to be something you can find readily.
True. Yeah, I'm probably up almost 1,000 on the day. Just kind of, I mean, I played the pick 5 at Santa Anita, but just pick 3s and small plays at Aqueduct, starting that up.
I'm sure you can send Joel Rosario a nice fruit basket.
Yeah.
Oh, did you get Rosario'd?
No, he won the last race.
I know there was a surprise early. I thought somebody was saying. I thought it might have been a Rosario.
And that was actually Mike Smith. He came on he beat Pelofino that was a good ride. I mean, way off the pace.
Wait, Mike Smith? You used Mike Smith off the pace and good ride in the same sentence.
Trust me, that's why I had to. That's why I had to make that specific.
Wasn't your comment earlier? I think it was you. You were saying 2005 Mike Smith.
Yeah, like Mike Smith, he had a really what I thought was a questionable ride on Murph. As an even money favorite, speed horse on the turf that was next to last at the half-mile marker. Horse looked like she was beat, and then dug in, came back, won a bob. But other than that, he had a couple good rides today. I mean, granted, I think I could have rode Omaha Beach to victory in that race, but still.
Did you catch the interview with Phil D'Amato after the?
No.
So I forgot who was interviewing him, but she goes, "Oh, so was the plan all along to rate Mirth?" And he goes, "Well, it was Mike Smith's plan. It looks like." So that definitely was not the instructions that Mike was given, and it's just kind of what he did. So he's like, well, yeah. I guess that's why he's a Hall of Famer, is what Phil said. And so I thought it was pretty funny.
I feel like that's trainer speak for, no, I hated it, but he won, so I can't really say anything.
Yeah. Jeez.
What are you live to, Mark?
The 5, the 9, and the 10 for $4, and the 1 and the 7 for $2.
God, I look at these.
Oh, I bet you these would be nice. I mean, 9 and 10 are probably going to be favored and co-favored, but
well, the 5 pays him $600, so.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, he's sitting for a pretty nice score.
No, I have no faith in this happening, but. So weird using the Twin Squares platform where they use $1 base bets. I'm like, so what? So weird.
Dennis thinks the most impressive horse out there today, Beach. Horse won pretty fucking easy today.
I mean, Omaha Beach looked really good. I don't think there was a whole lot in that field. I mean, we all know what Roadster is at this point, and he ran second. I mean, complexity's like a nice allowance type, but he's just not consistent. Hasn't shown the ability to, back up a strong effort. And then, Manny Wan much better. Like, okay, but I mean, yeah, Omaha Beach wasn't even asked, so you can only beat who you beat, and he beat a field like that the way he should. But if he goes on to the Pegasus, it's a shame Max Security's not running, because that would have been pretty fun to see. But it sounds like we will get a rematch with Spun to Run, so that could be a pretty fun race to watch.
Yeah, the best horse that was in there besides Omaha Beach is probably Roadster, but Roadster completely needs some type of setup, I think. So,
what's weird is that Roadster never used to be this dead closer, and then he kind of I can't imagine it was intentional, because Baffert horses don't typically run that way, but he just lost all of his early speed.
Did they say if they're gonna try and run Game Winner as a 4-year-old, or is he done?
I'm pretty sure they said they are racing him as a 4-year-old, but I don't know that they said any specific targets.
I mean, that's still probably the Badford 3-year-old I'm most interested in, but it looks like he didn't really get much this year. It doesn't look like. What are you looking at? What you got? Look like you're plotting something.
Yeah, I've got a
Weird,
play that I
yeah.
really like here that, going off the optics that I want to take a little ice cold exacta stab at, and then back it up with the win place on my horse that I'm playing underneath. I think that's exactly how I'm going to play it. So this race, I'm locked in. I'm ready to go because I think I'll go it unless my returns just dry up on me. I'm going to play a ice cold 10 over 12 exacta for 3, and a $2 win place on 12. I'm gonna take the gamble that that 12 can get out there and kind of have it his way, and if he gets caught late, it's gonna be the Ward horse with Nacho Correa that actually catches up to him.
Yeah, I really like that play. I think this 12 could get really loose. I don't know if he can hold, like you said, so I think it's smart using him underneath. I mean, the main issue was been lately that you can't get prices on these Asmussen horses, and they're not really winning. But I think at 6-1, this horse, he's taking some money, but I think that he's a good play underneath because he probably holds on for a piece, you would think, especially with the outside draw. So I like that play a lot.
Yeah, and it's tough to tell because a lot of these, what 4 of these horses haven't are first time starters. So, but 12 is the only real horse that's shown any kind of. I think holding on for a piece from the outside, I think, is a safe play. Were you still gonna, Caleb? I know you'd mentioned earlier you were thinking about playing pick 4 here.
Yeah, so that's gonna be my main play for tonight. And I threw it in the Discord channel, the Midwest channel. So I'm playing a pick 4. I'm playing an AC structure, which basically means my top picks are allowed to miss once, and I can still hit. I don't want to roll out a giant spready, trying to catch bombs in every leg kind of race because there's a lot of horses I just don't think can win. There's a lot of favorites I think do look fairly strong, or the top 2 or 3 choices look like they should be the top 2 or 3 choices. So I am going to play an AC per pick 4 here. The total I think is $68. It's a bit of a larger play than I'd probably normally go for, but I'm up to like a little over $1.50, after the past 2 weeks, so I have a little bit of a leeway to play with in terms of bankroll. So in this race, my top picks are the 9 and 10. I think those are likely going to be your 2 shortest prices and your 2 favorites, probably about the same in price, I would think, when this race goes off. I kind of think they're just a cut above all the other horses who've been out before. Beyond that, I'm looking at, my C horses, level, saver ticket horses, if you will, in this race were the 1, 11, and 12. The 1, does get the rail, so I don't really love that. But Kenny McPeak's been really hot at Turfway. I mean, he hasn't sent out a ton of horses, but I think he's hitting at like 40%, like 4 out of 10. And we already talked about the 12, which was Katama Bay. That's the other speed horse, I think, or the only speed horse that we know of that seems to make a good bit of sense here in this spot. And then the last one I went with was the 11. I mean, more of just a hunch play. He's drawn outside and he's trying the all-weather for the first time. I really like Hat Trick trying the all-weather surface or turf surface for that matter. I think that this horse has flash speed in his debut and then completely folded up, and then he broke pretty bad last time and was as Nofi would say is flying late at Churchill, and just kind of ran out of racetrack. I think this horse has wanted a route more so than a sprint, and I think this he'll take to the surface and would definitely need to improve to compete against these. But at 15-1, like that's the kind of horse I want to. If I'm going to eat a C, that's the kind of horse I want to do it with. So that's where I'm covered in this race. I can talk about the other races now. We're just going to get to them. I guess might be easier. But if you want to see the full ticket, it's in the Discord. Just I guess to highlight, my A's are 9-10 in this race, then 9-11 in the next race. The 7th race I think's pretty spready, and there's a price horse I really like, so I'm using the 5, 9, 10, and 12. And then in the nightcap, I'm using the 3 and the 9. And I really debated about singling that 9 or single Aing that 9. But I kind of wanted to have the 3 as like a B somewhere. And when you're playing like a AC structure, Bs don't really, aren't any different than Cs. And I thought the 3 was just a little better than a C. And I'd hate to eat a C early and then have the 3 come in late and go, CA, A, B or something like that and not hit. So I used 3-9 in that last race, which the 9's likely to be a pretty heavy favorite. So that is like I said, that's a $68 play. I have 153 in the bankroll, so that'll take me down to about $90 or so. I mean, part of that reason for the structure is that I don't want to type in all these tickets manually because I'm using TVG.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I have a good. Excuse me. I have a good feeling of the horses I want to use here, but I'm having a little trouble trying to figure out how I want to structure this. I agree with you. I think 9 and 10 are the most likely winners here. So I'm trying to figure out. I think I'm going to try and play a trifecta here. Pretty much keying the 9 and the 10 with the rest of the outside horses. The 10 or the 9 to 10 with the 11, 12, and 13. The 11 does interest me with the coming on a little bit late. It looks like this trainer is about 18% doing this the same move from the going up in class from maiden claim into maiden, and then going from sprint to route. So I'm gonna guess that this is probably a plus move for this trainer. By a couple percentage points, nothing crazy. It does get Malcolm Franklin, but Malcolm has not had a great start to the meet. And I definitely want to use this 13, just because Jimenez has had a very good start to the meet. So usually when you see that, when there's any kind of bias going on, usually means the jockey gets it. So I definitely want to use this 13. But yeah, I'm just kind of slotting horses in different spots and trying to figure out how I want to play this. But it's going to center around the 9 to the 10, and then including the 11, 12, and 13. Chase looks like he's doing the same thing. It looks like he's trying to draw up some kind of trifecta or superfecta now.
No, I went ahead and tossed in a double in this one to a horse that I really like in the next race, the 9 Vivian B, I believe. And I was just kind of confirming that I did like this horse as much as I initially thought by kind of going back and peeking back over the the optics as well as the past performances.
Yeah, looking into the next race, I was looking to try and figure out maybe if I wanted to double into the next race. The two horses I was kind of interested in, 13 and 14, both did not draw in here. So guessing I would want something like the 9 and the 10 the next race. The 9 looks like he's going to be really short. I haven't looked at the double days yet. The 10 looks like an interesting price in the next race.
The next race is tough because that 9 is like, he's like the barometer of what you have to beat, and he's not that good, but that field's also really bad, and the 9 is just dropping out of the sky as far as class goes compared to what he was running against back in February and January. So like, I hate betting a horse like that at 9-5 or probably shorter, but it's hard to fall in love with pretty much anybody else in that field.
Like, I know you hate this, the maiden going against older winners for the first time, but these horses all suck. So maybe this 12 might be worth a play too. Won a real low level maiden at Belterra, but fits the fits the pace profile that you're looking for. Is going to be outside and is going to be coming late. So that could be and it's got Corey Orm, who I think's already won. Has he won 2 today already?
Corey Orm?
Yeah.
He's got at least one.
I know he's got at least one because he was on the winner last race, I think.
Yeah, he was on the one on the last. Yeah, I had a really hard time with that 6th race. You can go a million different ways, and I kind of just avoided the race. I think Caleb is getting cute through it, which is fine. And that 9 is going to be crazy short, but it's just not the kind of horse I want to trust. And I couldn't find anyone. It just was a race where I felt like I needed to be 6 or 7 deep, and I didn't feel like I had a strong opinion anywhere. So I just kind of, that's a race that I'll avoid and just kind of watch, I think.
Yeah, it's a really good race to skip, in my opinion. If this would have been the 5th race instead of the 6th, I probably would have passed the pick 4 and played the pick 3 instead. Obviously, that's not the way they're carded. And this isn't really a pick 4 I'd normally would love to play, like that I feel good about 2 or 3 of the legs. It's just really, I didn't fall in love with any horses or any bets during my half-assed cell phone handicapping today. So, I was trying to hope that I could be approximately right, once and then somewhat right the other 3 times and string together a pick 4, which is really not the right approach you want for that kind of a bet. But, for the sake of, the stream, nobody wants to hear us sit here and drink bourbon and not bet all night. So this is a swing. I think, I feel like I have some coverage. There's a good chance I probably go, AC or something like that, but that's okay. And I really want to talk shit on Josh's 12, but I know if I do that, he's going to win. So I'm just not going to say anything.
I was a little concerned because I also sort of like Josh's 12. So,
I mean, if you guys want a maiden or a horse that broke his maiden at 6 years old, that's fine.
Yeah, Dennis was also giving me shit for both saying Jimenez is a very good start to the meet since he's apparently a 6-time leading rider at Turfway. And then also saying that the 12 is basically a 7-year-old maiden. But if there's any kind of horse that I like, it's one of those maidens that's
yeah, but the horse has already broke its maiden,
so interesting. I'm looking at these double payouts here. The 9 and the 10 are paying out to the 9 next race like $5 and $7. 12 and the 13 are only paying $10 to them. And they are like 4 times the price, the 9 and the 10 here. Huh. Someone must be. I wonder if Papa was over there just fucking swinging $500 doubles or something, and just fucking all the outside horses.
somebody's wrong. It's one of those, or somebody's right. It's one of those things where you often see this where the double payouts and the win payouts don't make a lot of sense, and you can definitely make a lot of money by realizing that those inconsistencies exist and trying to exploit them.
Well, I'm just mad because I was trying to play something like the 12 and the 13 to not paying it.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, if we're getting a 7-1 or 10-1, you're better off win betting.
Yeah, I think
Compared to the
I
doubles.
was trying to look for a double I wanted to play. Guess I could do single to 12 next. But even then, like the 13 to 12 doubles only paying dollars, which I think is pretty short, thinking that it's a 10-1 into a 15 to 1. So I think other people also have the same idea.
I will say that I like Mark's. I do like Mark's 5. It's not a horse I used, mostly just for kind of trying not to get it too crazy of a large ticket. And I also do think the 9 and 10 are, pretty significantly the likeliest winners between those two. I love Golden Sense first time starters. Ignacio Correas is very good on synthetic, very good Kentucky trainer. Um, Declan Carroll's a jockey, so I think that I do think that there's a value on that 5.
My other thing with the 5 was the fact that the horse has been training all right along at Keeneland on the synthetic, and has had some very, very, very solid works for the past couple of months. Real consistent work pattern, and across the surface he's running on today. So I always like to see that as well.
The Keeneland training track is synthetic?
Yes, it is.
There's they train over the main track, and then they have the separate training track that's a synthetic.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Keeneland used to be synthetic, and then obviously,
Mhm.
and when they pulled the synthetic, they only pulled it off the main. They never pulled it off the training.
Yeah. What else is like that? Ocala, right? The in Florida is also all weather. Hey, Mark, you've read that Skeptical Handicapper, right?
Yeah, I have.
What was the angle on the 2-year-olds that he said like was a flat win bet profit? That the bullet for furlong work?
Oh, it may have been the one I can remember him saying was blinkers off was a flat win bet, but I don't think that was a 2-year-old specific.
Because I see this 2 Major Silas over here has got the bullet 3 furlong work over here.
Yeah, I'm like maybe 100 pages into that book, so I don't have got there yet. It's I wouldn't call it an enjoyable read, but there's some nuggets in there that I think will be useful. You just if you're even vaguely familiar with statistics, you can probably skip the introduction.
Yeah, I liked the book. It was a good read. I think it was worthwhile. But my thing with it was it could have been about 20 pages of just his diagrams and not had all the all the words in there, because he spent a lot of time going around in circles and talking about himself and things that don't really matter. I also think it really says something about you as a handicapper when you talk about you're kind of selling a book on your profitability and that you were successful career handicapper. And it made a lot of money doing it. And then you basically mentioned in the book that you had to use offshore ADWs to get a betting angle edge, and that's how you made all your money. And you're like, wait a second, so you're not a great handicapper. You were just great at finding angles on offshore ADWs.
Guys, I slipped in one last play here, and it's a inexpensive pick 3, using my basically using my double and then extending it out one more race, where I'm going with the 10-12, then once again to the 9, and then using the 8-9 in the third leg.
I decided to go with the 9-10 over 9-10-12 over 9-10-11-12-13. The $6 play, just trying to get a little bit extra cash here.
Actually, for $6, I really kind of like that.
Dr. Lauren in the gate. Let's.
Have reached the starting gate. It's post time. They'll go a mile here. For those of you still live in the pick 5 ending here, good luck. Also starts the late pick 4.
I was actually curious on the will pace here on this pick.
Machine Gunner coming forward.
I bet
51
there'll be
on the board.
Carryover, isn't it?
decent. It's not going to carry, but I bet there'll be with that 12 winning last race.
Gold
I bet probably
account
knock a lot
on
of people
debut
out.
The 3 wins it carries over.
for Rosecrest Farm and
I think
WC
there was a
Racing coming
carryover
forward.
Into
today,
tonight.
wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yep.
there
And
was.
the 2 and the 8 clear the pool, it looks like.
Katama
What's
Bay
it pay to the
locked away.
910? Just out of curiosity.
Mr.
7,500 to the 9, 5,680
Susan
to the
Atkinsilks.
10.
Wow. Those are
Have a
excellent
plan.
Those are
for
On
phenomenal.
debut for Maker.
amazing, given the fact that
And
2 out of the 4 races I thought were
Drake's
fairly
Burrow
easy to come up with.
Wildcat.
And, you know, Mark's 12
On
last
debut
race was the only one I would have personally had
Stuart
trouble
Brown's
landing on. It's the only one I've missed
Farm
so
to the
far.
outside.
The 5 that Mark likes actually will pay 40 grand.
He's
in
in.
the
They're
pick
at the
5.
post.
Mark, you'd probably be alive if you played it.
They are racing.
Yeah, probably would be.
Ooh, the 13
Drake's Burrow
going for the
Wildcat
parking
from that
lot.
outside draw broke outwardly for the lead,
Looks like
but
the 9
Bird
got
in the
left.
hat now reaching on out. Hustled up the inside, Major Silas put a couple whip tap urges there. Meanwhile, Have a Plan advancing from between horses, and all of a sudden Hail the Chief getting bounced around and just had to check and is already back into the 5th position as advancing to the outside is Katama Bay.
Okay, I did not see this
So
11
eventful
getting the
run into
lead.
the first turn with 6 furlongs to travel, and Bird in the hat shows the way by just better than a length as Katama Bay moves a closer
I always find the
second.
pace dynamics of
3
Turfway
lengths
a
for the
little
back.
bit
Have a Plan tracks
challenging,
them from
'cause,
third. Hail to the Chief is
like,
fourth.
even
Now
last
advancing to
race,
the
I
inside.
mean,
Here
to
comes a
expect the
middle
12 to
race
come
move
from off the pace the
Subliminal
way he did,
Criminal,
that's,
who now moves into a joint
you know,
third placing.
I wouldn't have had it
Then
that
comes
way,
a
and I
Mr.
wouldn't have had the
Axel as they
11.
run
Like, I
the
picked the
backstretch.
11, but I
Meanwhile,
didn't think
Gold
he'd make the leader
Endeavor
to
is
the
running
12.
off on heels now. Gold
But
Endeavor
here we are.
is trying to split horses, but absolutely nowhere to go and just had to slam on the brakes there after a half 48 and 2. Bird in the Hat still leads them.
Those
Katama
fractions
Bay
are
still in second.
reasonable,
Subliminal
but
Criminal trying to sneak through on the fence
I
from
haven't really
third.
seen
Covered up
speed
by
hold
Hail
all
to the
day.
Chief, who's on the move from fourth. Meanwhile, Gold Endeavor back has found his feet. He's raced up into fifth. Mr. Axel advancing Yellow Cap to the outside of horses. Then comes Have a Plan. And Drakesboro Wildcat is going backwards here as they approach the top of the home
I need this
stretch. And
one to not
Subliminal
get
Criminal
anywhere in here.
crying out for racing room. Purple
If this
Silk
9
Yellow
wins,
Cap
he must
is going
be
to try to
just
split. Now
tons the
nowhere to
best
go.
after
He'll
that
angle to
break.
the outside of Hail to Chief, who got first run. Meanwhile, Bird in the Hat is not done. Bird in the Hat still up top. Hail to the Chief trying to get past. Tough luck for Subliminal Criminal to third. Even worse luck for Gold Endeavor,
come on,
but
get
he's
up, 9.
finishing with interest. Meanwhile, Hail to the Chief had a clear and uneventful trip, and
Fuck
Hail to
my
the Chief
life.
wins
all
it
right,
to get
guys,
Wesley Ward
that's
2 on the
fine. I
card.
gotta take a walk.
Bird in the
Yeah.
Hat fought on well to be second. Then it was a photo with Gold Endeavor and Subliminal Criminal.
Oh my god. I had the horses, I just didn't have them in the right order.
Well, looks like I will be back to the lead again.
I'd pay a cool 200.
52.30 for $1, so 209, something like that. So I should be a quarter of the way there, roughly. Yeah, going around the first corner, I saw that 5 was involved. I'm like, okay, maybe the horse is live, and then kind of ended the backstretch, the horse was out the back. So, yeah, it was a nice idea to try to get a price. But
I mean, this try hopefully does not. Yeah, sucks. I had the. I only used the. I used
14
the.
to 1 in second. Might.
I like
Yeah,
that
well, I'll
11
tell you
too.
I
Those
mean,
are those
you
are the
know,
3 horses I used in my double, and I used the 12 in second instead of the 11. So, if the 9 would have got up, I would have had it.
I keep saying we've been talking about this outside bias, and there it is once again. I mean, 9, 10, 11. I mean, it's been all outside.
Look at how comfy he looks, man. He's got those.
I know.
Got the fucking pajama pants on, like a.
Did the
Reader's Cup
PJs
Oh,
shirt.
yeah.
match the shirt? I mean, is that intentional?
I mean, even when I'm comfy, I'm stylish. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
10, 11, 9. I really wish I would have played Exacta, given
Yeah,
how
you're
well
gonna-
that 10 hung on.
Yeah, I can't fucking believe.
The 11 hung on, I'm sorry. But yeah.
I can't fucking believe that I didn't use that 11 instead.
I thought Exacta paid $82 for $2. And I'm sure that
Hey,
try is going to pay big. Yeah.
What's your balance set now right now?
Less than yours, I'm sure.
It hasn't posted yet.
Let me see. My balance is currently $85.
Well, you got
Lance in
some
the chat says he's got those same pants.
And these are NHL Penguins pajama pants.
He definitely does not have those pants.
So come at me, bro.
Maybe Clamps is just a closet, Penguins
Yeah,
fan.
closet Penguins fan. Yeah, right.
Have you ever
With
met a
his
closet
Rangers season
Penguins
tickets,
fan?
I'm sure he's a closet Penguins fan.
I feel like I just lost respect in Clamps' world.
Caleb getting kicked from Discord in 3, 2. Yeah, 252.20 at the moment.
Oh, 25% of the way there, Mark.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was just thinking that.
Do you have any other live money out?
I feel a little bit better seeing as the try only paid $77. I mean, I could have used the $77 seeing as I'm down to like $30 again. But still. So Mark, you got like what, $200 off that?
Yeah, about a $200 off that. Yeah, 208.
Clamp said, I love Crosby and Go Pens in the chat.
And that he gained more respect for you after seeing those pants.
That's exactly what he said. Yeah, that pick 5 is just phenomenal. Did anyone see the pool size?
Did anybody play it?
I took a swing and I missed Mark's 12 horse.
See, I had nothing to do all day, which is fucking like the worst thing possible for me because Gulfstream starts at like what, 11 o'clock in the morning? Like, why not? Let's take a look. And then once I start playing Gulfstream that early, it's...
Yeah, I've really made a conscious effort to just avoid the Florida tracks. And I recognize there's a point when it's really hard to do that. Once you get into the Derby prep season, you have 2 pretty significant preps at Gulfstream and 1 at Tampa. And I can even tolerate Tampa, but Gulfstream just drives me wild. So I focused on Aqueduct today, even though New York in the winter is not a great place to be. It's just a track that just makes more sense to me. I saw a bunch of people on Twitter bitching about Irad Ortiz had a certain ride, letting Jose win. Did anyone else see what that was about? I guess not.
No, I went through multiple times where I walked away from the computer just upset at myself today. So I probably...
You got a rough day, didn't you, man?
Yeah,
you
dude, it was so bad, dude. I don't even remember, and I think the only bets I even hit were at Gulfstream. But yeah, no, dude, I have no idea. There was just like, I just like was not seeing. Like I was like going back. Like when I go back and look at races and I still can't find the horse, I'm like, all right. I obviously am like just not looking at the right stuff right now. But I started I told myself I was done for the day about 3 times and came back each time. So probably after the second time I really should have stopped. Oh well. I looked at like the grand total, and really it wasn't so much today as much as it's been the past 3 days. Combined, all seem like one really big losing day. So it actually wasn't that bad. Combined over the past couple days, not been a great. And I haven't been playing a lot of Turfway, so that's probably it. I think Turfway is the only track. Well, Churchill and Turfway are the only tracks I've shown a profit in. And of course, Churchill's done.
I have a positive profit at Santa Anita December meet.
There you go. Just call it a day.
That's right. While I'm ahead. Turfway, I'm up on the Bankroll Builder account.
Dude, I looked at my my Naira Bets account, which is where I do most of my betting, and I can actually pull it up again. I want to say at Fairgrounds, I don't think I've hit a single bet, and it's been like 15% of my action this month, so it's a significant minus 100% Roy chunk there. I'm actually double checking how bad it. But I remember like I was looking and I was like, geez, that can't be right. Oh, sorry. It's only negative 91% Roy at Fairgrounds. Oddly enough, I also have a positive Roy at Laurel, but I think I made one bet there. But like I'm looking at all like my other high handle like tracks, Aqueduct and Gulfstream. Just like I might as well be. I actually think I would have better return on my money if I went and played a slot machine. That's never good.
Yeah, I don't play any Fairgrounds. I'm not a track that really makes. I don't put the time in to learn the track. I won't say it doesn't make sense to me. Just I haven't put the time in, so I'd rather focus on New York or even California. Try to avoid Florida because that's not a track that I do well at, and then Oaklawn, Fairgrounds, like that whole middle move territory is just not something I've really put the time into learning. Turfway is about the only exception of that I do enjoy, and that's mostly because it runs at night, so I get to watch the races.
I know anybody who focuses on Oaklawn is just got to be like of a different mind,
Oh, I thought something worse was coming after that.
Oh.
It's I've my first year playing horses. I started off, playing in I want to say very early, mid January, early January before Oaklawn started running, and so I kind of cut my teeth playing tracks like Gulfstream and other all sorts of different tracks, and I figured Oaklawn, I'm from Arkansas, so this won't be hard in the slightest, and had a lot of growing pains. First off, whenever Oaklawn, started going, and it's a track that really can kind of just kick your ass a little bit if you really just don't understand it. Um, but now that I kind of learned that you have to pay a lot of attention to it for it to really pay off, which I guess you can say for any track.
Hey, so guys, after we sat here and beat up this 9 of being a bad favorite, at what price does this 9 actually become value?
Well, last time I checked, it was 5-1, I believe. 3-1
So
right now.
I'm seeing 4-1 on mine, but
Yeah, I'm seeing 3, but I think, if you're looking for value, I think the 9 is fair value at 3-1. But for me, it's not so much. I don't have the confidence that I know what he should be priced at, and that's kind of my opinion. Is that there's too many unknowns or horses that all look terrible, including this 9 who used to have good form and then kind of tailed off, and we're not really sure the form he's in. So, I'm not gonna like throw a bet on him unless he gets to something absurd like 10-1.
You know who I think I am going to throw a bet on, because he is something absurd, is this 10 over here.
Yeah, I think all of my seahorses in this race, which were the 6, 8, and 10, are pretty monstrous prices. So I would actually love to get a C here because I only have one more C in the last 2 races anyway. The rest are all A's. So I would love to get a 6, 8, or 10 in here.
I'm really tempted to bet this 12 just because winning it would piss Caleb off so badly.
Well, you're getting 20-1.
Dude, so oddly enough, last race, I wanted to just box all the outside horses, and I decided not to be more judicious. But that would have been the winning play. So I'm guessing now that I'm going to try and do it this time, clearly there's going to be some inside horse that's going to hit at a huge price. So
I mean, this is the race that you want to do that because some of these outside horses are just monster prices. And the inside horses, like the 3 and the 4 who are taking money, like to me aren't that impressive really. So I think this is a great race to just, pick up $12 and do a 4-horse box in the outer horses or something like that.
I've got a daily double, granted not a big one, cashing to the 9 here. And I figured what I would do was kind of simultaneously protect my top opinion of the 9 and also press my top opinion on the 9. And so I decided to put using my other A pick, decided to put a little trifecta together. King 7-9 in first and second, and then throwing some of the other horses that I liked, like the 8, the 11, and the 12 underneath. You know, don't really have the bankroll currently to just throw together 4-horse outside boxes. So to me, this seems like you know the way to kind of get cute and to make a stab at this for $3, but also be able to use 5 horses on the same ticket.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at prices that I really like on some of the outside horses. I just don't quite know how I take advantage of it because I also did like the 10 a little bit, who has sort of drifted up in price as well. So there's definitely some prices in here that are kind of interesting on the outside, which seems to be working right now.
yeah, I'm trying to. I need to stop because I'm like starting to look at like do a key superfecta box with. I don't even know. I got what are the super pay like? $6. And see, like I don't think that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna get me any. Hmm. Probably about 2 races or a race. Before the last race, Dennis actually asked a question. What you guys think about Jimmy, the announcer at Turfway? Does he announce anywhere else, or does he just announce at Turfway?
I haven't heard a he gone call yet this year, which is hands down. Was it Jimmy McNerney? Hands down, my favorite call that he does whenever one gets loose, and he gone. A little bit of local flair. I mean, he does. I don't listen to most races honestly because I'm usually on my phone and I just have them muted, and because I'm afraid of what others think of. So I mean, the times I've heard him, he sounds fine.
I mean, I think he's a fine announcer for a handicapper. But he's fun.
You guys remember the the big hubbub last year?
About Pete Aiello or what?
About Jimmy McNerney.
No, what was it?
Oh, so he gives out uh like pick 5 tickets, pick 4 and pick 5 tickets and stuff like that. And so he gave out a pick 5 ticket, and then I think it lost like in the second race. And then he shared on Twitter that he was live to all these horses in the 5th race, and he showed his ticket, and like his ticket, the ticket that he actually played had a different single than the ticket he gave out. In fact, I think that's the single that was on his ticket wasn't on the other ticket. So everyone's like, "What the fuck? You're over here giving out tickets, and then you're playing the ticket, singling a horse that you didn't even add on that ticket." So
Yeah, I remember that now. I do remember
yeah,
that.
you remember that, dude? People were pissed. I mean, they were like,
that.
"Oh my god!"
Like he tried to explain it, and like maybe he did. I can't remember. Like I know a lot of times these, paid announcers and touts and whatever have to, say, all right, we need to pick 4 from you for under $48, and sometimes you're kind of forced to create a ticket within the confines of a budget that is probably smaller than what you might actually play with your own money. But I remember it was pretty sketchy. Like he singled a horse that he didn't use on his TV ticket or vice versa. Like it wasn't just like he played a bigger ticket or something like that with his personal account. So it was pretty shady. I mean, I don't know if he was just trying to suppress odds. I don't know if he has that kind of pull, but it was interesting. I remember that now.
Sitting here kind of kicking myself I didn't play pick 3 instead of a daily double, looking at some of these wheel pace. This is pretty solid wheel pace.
I'm just laughing because I know. So Dennis asked that, and he's like, I said, chat. I'm like, oh, he's all right. And then Dennis is like, oh, yeah, I can't stand him. I hate him. And then sure enough, as soon as we start talking about the ticket thing, like I knew that's what Dennis was pissed about. That's what he was pissed about. He doesn't care about his announcing. He was just mad about that. I mean, it is
Papo chimed in and said that the ticket he played was like in the hundreds, so like a much bigger ticket.
Yeah, I think the thing that people were mostly upset about was the single. Like you single them on your ticket, but you don't include them in like the other ticket. But it is what it is.
I mean, that's a fair criticism. Like
it was just weird. So, but I think that's part of the reason why, like, if you're giving out a ticket, like, probably be playing it, or just don't give out a ticket at all. But I know he's probably in a weird spot because Turfway is small time, and he's probably got to wear all these hats. He's got to do stuff like give out the ticket. They don't have someone who's just on your handicapper. They don't have I think he also works in the racing office, or he's a jockey's agent. Like he does a bunch of other stuff, and it's just like everybody else in the racing industry. So I'm sure there's all kinds of conflicts of interest that kind of end up happening, especially if you're also a bettor. So, probably not completely his fault, and probably happens a lot more than we think. But, yeah, it was just a weird situation. Just like everything else on Twitter, people got into an uproar about it.
Okay, I can't believe I'm actually going to do this.
You're betting at 12, aren't you?
I'm betting the
10.
He's betting my 10. There you go.
I'm going to do a $5 win show on the 10 and the 12.
Yeah, I mean that's another like I'm not I'll bet win. I almost never bet place or show, but this is probably one of the few times I'd say that's probably a good idea because I think this 9 is probably your likeliest winner. But there's a good chance, I mean, off the layoff and whatever else, and the trainer swaps, that he just might not be fit or not in good form right now. So I think while he's likely to win, I mean, I think there's a real chance he misses the board. And if that happens, you're going to get, paid pretty well from the place and show pools. So if you like a horse here who's, a medium price, I think there's not the worst idea to throw like a win place or a win place show bet on them.
There some of the horses that I like here, the prices completely justify it. I'm just taking $2 flyers at the 7 and the 12. You know, like I said, I've got a little bit of money coming back to me if my top pick gets there. I've built in a little protection with my trifecta using the 7 and 9. So I'm might as well at 10 to 1 and 17 to 1. Might as well throw $2 win bets at those two horses.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna win bet this 10 and this 12. And then
you're gonna mush me. Thanks.
yeah, and then I am going to I'm gonna build a try here. Oh fuck! I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Oh. I don't want to just box the outside 4 horses, but I kind of want to just box the outside 4 horses.
Yeah, so I just realized I'm on my Surface tablet at my parents' house for Christmas. I'm still at my folks' place. I meant to use the 7 horse as a C. I accidentally dragged in the 6 horse, who I didn't like at all. So I'm gonna throw like I don't know, like a $4 win bet on the 7 just in case he wins. I'll save a little bit of my sanity.
I was wondering what you were doing with that 6, and I was kind of like, okay, it's Caleb.
I don't know, man. That 6 is that tiny little square.
I mean, I don't like a 1 for 18 horse, but I really don't like a 1 for 24 horse.
Dude, so okay, so everyone heard this. If this 6 wins, completely invalidates his ticket. He's done.
Hey, as long as I get to keep the money.
Oh, you see, I knew I hit a nerve with Dennis. He's like, no, the thing I hate is that he's a jockey's agent too.
You know what I hate about him? His last name, McNerney. What the hell kind of name is that? That's too many N's. One too many R's.
Isn't your boy over at what's his name over at Oak Lawn? Isn't he a jockey's agent too?
Who? Oh, Vic?
Yeah.
He used to be. He is not anymore. He was Tyler Bays' agent for a long time, I believe.
All right, well, this 9's getting fucking hammered again.
Yeah. I mean, for horizontals, this 9's a must use. If I'm playing vertically, this is a good race to attack because I don't think the 9 should be even money. I think you're getting value on the 11 at 4 to 1. He's my other A. I think that's about fair for him. But I think the 7 at 11 to 1, the 8 and the 10 both at 30 and 40 to 1. You're getting some huge prices here that I think are more than fair.
Oh,
it looks like they're actually betting the 3 and the 4 as like kind of second / third choices. And
I'll tell you what right now. Oh, so sorry, Caleb. I was gonna say
no, it's fine. I'm just saying, did you guys like the 3 or the 4 at all? Because I completely tossed them.
I had liked the 3, but I didn't like the post, so it was kind of a hard thing. That's another thing. These races, the ones I wanted, ones where I like the post position as well as the horse, and in this race, this race is terrible. But
good.
The thing I was just noting.
God, sorry, I just saw that the odds had floated up to 42 to 1 on that 10. My apologies, Mark.
No, that's why I put money there. I was going to say I'm looking at the actual win pools here, or win plus and show pools. Actually, the 7 and the 11 have more money in the show pool than the 9 does. So I would assume, like we were saying, people are playing this as it's either you win bet that horse or you're assuming he doesn't hit the board. I mean, I think that there's 2 ways to approach it, and that seems to be how the board is. Nobody's show diving this horse at that short price.
So Papo likes the 8 and the 10 here, a little bit of the 3. So Papo sees something in the 3.
Yeah, I had like the 3.
I mean, I think we're all mushed too much on the 8 and the 10, but I have those horses covered in my pick 4. I'm not going to let you guys hit them and then me not have them. So worst case scenario, there's no blood. So I'm throwing $2 just to win on both the 8 and the 10.
only using this 8 underneath in the trifecta. Paid, with the 9 better than I would have gotten on a win bet. And got the 7.
Approaching the gate,
I just
2 minutes.
I didn't see the 8. Wanted to use that horse underneath, but just didn't see it as a win contender. This is about the time that Papo pops into Discord and is like, "Oh, by the way, I just cashed a double to this 8 at 22 to 1 because he knows Turfway a little bit better than I do." So maybe I should just bet the house on the 8 right now.
Yeah,
Now
so just
1 minute.
All right.
for
So
disclosure, I
To
threw
the
$2 on
sixth
the 8
race,
and the
start of
10.
the final rolling
And
pick
I played
3.
9-11
The
over
horses
8 10
are
exacta.
approaching the gate.
and I got the 9-11 over 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 over 7, 9. So I did not put the 8 underneath. So of course he's gonna sneak in for third.
We can hope.
Yeah, that's exactly how that shit goes.
Exactly how it's gonna go. And I also covered myself with a 10 and a 12 $2 win bet.
Who'd you put on top, Josh? Just the 9-11?
9-11. Try.
Oh, you're going to hate yourself from this. It runs 10, 11, 9.
No, if it runs 10, 11, well, I will hate myself because it probably is going to pay like $1,000. But at least I'll get some of
52 to
it.
1. That 10 keeps floating up. That's insane.
Watch it go 10, 12,
And
9.
the fillies and mares
Josh will really,
have
really,
reached the
really hate
starting
himself.
gate.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's post time.
Does anyone
6
have
to 5
Josh's
on
wife's
Vivian
phone number in
B.
case that happens, so
Or
we can do
Hancock
like
and
wellness
Bell.
checks?
What's going to suck if it actually, the worst
Too
possible
crowded coming
scenario
into
is it
line.
comes 11 and 8. Then I will probably launch myself out the window.
Yeah.
Nita's
This
Sweet
could be
Pea,
like the second
the pink and black
infamous
silks
Discord 50 to
up
1
with
shot
Keith McNerney.
from Turfway. Although, truth be told, I had confidence in that first 50 to 1 shot. I mean, this one, like I said, I didn't handicap with a ton
Junior's
of
Joy
scrutiny,
and
but this is
Green
one that I'm
Garnet
more like
will
the
look
odds
next.
dictate the play rather than I'm excited to bet the horse.
I still
Yeah,
swear to
same.
this day that I said it before Papo.
That doesn't sound right.
And
I swear I did.
Parker
Just kidding.
goes to the
I remember it.
outside.
I was there.
Nosy Parker, green cap into line.
I was going to
Fillies
try and
mares
sneak in a
at
10
post.
all 10. Like exacta box, but I'm not.
And they are racing.
I mean, if you're up, in
Quick
Bankroll,
start
that's
for
not a
Magna
worst
Bell,
bet,
also
truthfully.
from the inside.
10 made the
Treasure
fucking
will
lead. Would
burn
you
you,
look at
and
that?
Fleetress sending on out for the lead. So as they straighten up down the backside, it is Fleetress shows the way. Treasure will burn
Well,
you away
for a
in
minute he
second.
did.
Junior's Joy third.
That's
From
fine.
between horses,
I don't
Too
want him on the
Crowded
front
is
anyway.
fourth. Towards her inside is on the come in fifth.
Dennis
On
says he
the
likes the
outside
4
now,
here, but he doesn't know
advancing
why.
in the center of the course, Magna Bell, followed up next by Passionate Star, and against the fence, it's Noble Destiny. As they continue the run up the backside, then there's a break of 3 back to Green Garnet, who's just in front of Nosy Parker, and Nita Sweet Pea outpaced at the back, the quarter 22 and 3/5 seconds.
It'd be
Fleetress
fine
shows
if
the way, but here comes
my
Too Crowded,
accidental
who's
6-1.
launching a bit up to the outside as On the Come moves it closer.
Looks like this
third.
4 that they were betting
Advancing
looks
from the backfield,
awful
Green
damn
Garnet is
good.
going to take the overland route as they race towards the top of the home stretch, and Too Crowded will turn them
Oh
on
my God,
down.
look how far they're
Fleetress
on
coming
the
back up
turn.
the inside down the center of the track. It's Treasure Will Burn Ya as Vivian B is trying to split horses. She's finishing full of run as they have a furlong to go to catch Too Crowded. Too Crowded still clear by 2. Late on the scene, On the Come down the center of the track. Green Garnet.
This 4's gonna win.
Too Crowded gets it done 2 lengths. On the Come was next, and 3-way photo
Welp.
for.
So let me
for
quote,
I had that
Dennis
4
here
Treasure
real
will
quick.
burn ya,
nowhere.
Let me
Vivian
quote
B
Dennis real
and
quick
Green
because I
Garnet.
just
The
need you
running
guys to
time,
hear this.
12-1.
I see something in the 4. I don't like the 4, but I don't like anyone else, so I got the 4 to win.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
Dennis would have
15-1. That's a square price there.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I mean, I looked at that horse.
Judges posting
just not
number
one
4, too
I could
crowded
look
at
him up
odds of
with.
The one
15 to
finished
1.
second.
Second, number 1 on the come at 94
This is
to
going to
1.
pay just
And a
astronomical.
photo
I thought the 9 or
of
11
the
got it.
show
Though.
dough between
The
Vivian B and
$1
Treasure
exacta
Wilburnia.
is going to pay.
Hornet
Oh,
was there as well.
yeah, the $1
Oh, you're
exacta
right,
is going to pay
4-1.
$1,200. Or sorry, $2
Jesus.
exacta. Sorry.
See, Josh, you could have just capped it out right there.
Plus that my window is safe. Notice how I care more about the window then.
I mean, if you look back at the 4, like I threw him out. I'm not saying I had him or he was even close to having it.
9, Vivian
But
B finishing third.
yeah, one of those hindsight, try to figure out where you missed kind of things. Like the horse is 1 for 21, which probably made me kind of chuck him. But you have a half decent trainer, hitting at 10%, and he's 0 for 15 on, or rather 0 for 17 on the dirt, only hitting the board twice. And in his 4 starts on the turf, he's got a win in a second place with his career best speed figure. If you go to figure that synthetic plays a lot more like turf than the dirt does, and the horse does have some tactical speed on a cutback, he's not impossible to come up with. Just probably, I was a little over-focused on the 1 for 21 and the recent form, I guess, of his last 2 races that I didn't really even give him a second look.
Also, the post for me being inside, I didn't really want an inside horse there. And obviously that was wrong in this race, but
Yeah, and this is one of those. Go ahead.
With a clean trip, that 9 could have gotten there. He had a lot of trouble in the lane, but I don't know. The four ran a good race. I was focused in on that 9 because I had him keyed and pick threes and daily doubles and everything. Whole lot of trouble in the stretch for him, kind of trying to on the wrong lead and then not really on not really anywhere to go, and looked like a little bit of hesitancy to run in between horses. I don't know. I'm probably just making excuses.
Second
for
career
my pick,
win for this Indiana bred who covered the 6 furlongs in 112.
No, I mean, it was a bit of an oddly run race. I mean, I think the one thing I've noticed today, I guess, is that I know a lot of us are using optics these days for handicapping, and I love optics. I've had a lot of winners off it. It's a great product. There's been a lot of Q3 and Q4 circles that have been winning today, or just circles in general. Which, if you've been following the meet for the past couple of weeks, that's not been very common. I mean, it's pretty much been exclusively Q1 and Q2 squares, unless there's a very lightly raced horse or a lone speed situation or something like that. A lot of circles are winning today, especially like that 4 horse in this last race was a Q4 circle, which for me are almost instant tosses. But I think that's kind of one of the major shortfallings of optics, is that it treats synthetic and dirt as the same surface. It doesn't break out synthetic. So on the standard plot, this horse looks bad because he has a whole shitload of dirt races that don't look very good compared to only 4 turf races and 17 dirt races. On the surf distance plot, he looks terrible, again, because it's looking at his dirt races. If the surf distance was representing the turf races instead of the dirt races, I wonder if that would have maybe told a much different story about this 4. I mean, I guess we'll never know without that data, but I do wish that the people at Optics would make that adjustment. I think it's pretty much widely accepted that synthetic is more like turf than it is dirt for most tracks. I think that would just help a lot in situations like this where turning you onto some price horses that may not be immediately apparent.
You heard it here, Optics. Get on it.
That's right. You heard it here first. But they are pretty receptive to feedback as the whole, so could be something that's honestly worth tweeting at them or send them a message.
I just spent about 5 minutes trying to find that picture I had of the squinting lady that had Caleb's name on it. I didn't.
Me looking for a play. Where's the meme at?
Yeah,
man?
well, because you started talking, it's like, well, if you look at the 4, I was like, oh, sounds like Caleb there squinting.
Well, there's some horses I just cannot have. You know, if you looked at Santa Anita today, there was a 50-1 first time starter that won that I just couldn't have. I mean, he's 51 for a reason. I can't have him. But I always like to try to find a way to come up with a horse that beat me, you know, just hopefully to not let that slip by next time. It's definitely a ding in the bankroll as far as the contest goes. Mark has a pretty comfy lead now.
Yeah, I think I might be putting another $5 in pretty soon here. I'm down to $13. I am having a rough. This is.
I hear more bourbon will help out.
Oh, I got plenty of that. And then I got Vegas next week. So.
But you know when you're not going to be in Vegas.
Yeah, I know.
Get him, Mark. Get him. Oh, well, I need something to come through here, or I am down to my last 50 cents.
Oh, yeah.
The Josh tap out move. And I'm not going to tell you what I played. I'm just going to tell you if I hit it.
So
and then I'm going to drink heavily if I don't.
The red board special.
No, I like a horse that's a longer price. I've actually been excited about this race since I capped the card. So I'm going with the $2 win place on the 8 Eagles Pass.
So am I.
And I am going to key that horse on. Fuck you guys. Oh my God. Stop it. All of you stop talking. Cancel anything that you've done. God damn you all. I'm going to key that horse on top. 8 over 910 over 910 in the trifecta. I'm so pissed off right now. So pissed off. But I know exactly
actually hate the 8 horse, so
thank you. That's exact. Someone had to hate it. I know exactly why you all like that horse too. Starts with an O and ends in a Patix. Yeah, it looked like 8's just gonna have this one his way, and I like the 9 with Maker and Martin Garcia. That Martin Garcia didn't. If there's a horse I'm afraid is gonna beat me, it's that Maker horse. Garcia really did not get it the first couple nights at Turfway, and he really. You could see him figure it out. You could see him the night that he figured out. Whenever he had a horse that was on the lead, and instead of going straight to the rail, he kept it out, in the 2 to 3 path, and just kind of walked the dog. And so you could tell they figured out that the rail was not the place to be. So hopefully stays in second, and 8 just kind of walks away with this, but we'll see.
Yeah, so now that my pick 4 is dead, I was hoping I could just evening. I probably will have some action here. I really like this 12 horse Mock Tree. You get the outside post, which has been very good. The bug jock, Joseph Ramos has been pretty hot so far, and Contreras has also had a pretty decent start to the meet and is overall a pretty good trainer down here. And on speed figs and whatnot, I mean, the horse is really a massive standout. But I do think that there's open claiming races he was running in Aqueduct. Aqueduct had a pretty strong. I hate to call it the Aqueduct Championship meet, but whatever the fuck you want to call it, where it was the fall meet and they had turf racing. It was strong. There were some pretty strong horses, and I just think the quality of fields he was running against is a lot higher and a lot better than what a lot of these were running against. I guess you could probably argue the 10, may be getting a bit more of the class drop off the optional claimings at Churchill. But I like the price on the 12. I like the connections. I mean, this horse is out of Kitten's Joy. I think that, should be just fine on the synthetic. He's handled it somewhat in the past. He's got a second place out of 3 efforts on the start with a pretty decent speed number. So that's the horse that I kind of want to use most prominently. I do think, like Chase said, the 9 makes a lot of sense. From a Brisnet perspective, the 9 looks kind of light on speed figs. Horses do tend to get that synthetic bump when they run on the all-weather surfaces. It just seems like the figs always come back, higher than they are, on dirt or turf. So I expect him to, be more competitive than he might look on paper. And then the 10's the other one I was pretty interested in as well. Adding blinkers for a high percentage trainer on the class drop. 3 starts always in the money on synthetic. Only 1 on it yet. So those are kind of the 3 that I was looking at the most. The last one I might consider a little bit is this 5 horse. He's also getting a ton of class relief for a pretty hot jockey and the best trainer on this side of the Pecos with
Randy fucking Matthews.
So I think he's going to be just really tough to beat. It's Randy Matthews.
Many people think the F stands for Fitzgerald. It actually stands for fucking.
Because that's what Randy does. So in my pick 4, I was spread here. Those were my 4 A's. It was my most spread leg with the 4 horse as my lone C, because I do think that there's a chance he gets loose on the front end. I'm probably not going to play vertically here. I haven't quite decided. But I think I'm leaning towards a weighted double to the next race. So probably playing 5, 9, 10, 12 into the 9 next race. I also like the 3, but I can't really play a 4x2 double comfortably. I don't usually play it that way unless I like 2 bombs in the 2-leg race. So I'm probably not going to play the 3 and just take a stand against him, even though I think he has a shot, and hope that the big favorite with the 9 can come through.
Well, now that Caleb said he doesn't like spready doubles, I will tell you all about my spready double here that I'm going. But yeah, I think all these guys have been on similar horses. I posted up what my structure is in Discord. You're using most of the 8 and the 10 here, and a little bit of the 2, the 4, and the 9. And in the next leg, predominantly the 6, 9, 14, and a little bit of the 2 and the 4. If there's 8 wins here, it would be very, very nice, and would help a couple of us out. So I'm all about this 8.
I do have to jump in, and so I capped this with a PP from like Tuesday or some shit, or Wednesday. I didn't have morning lines. I really thought this 8 was going to be short, like a short price, just given, some back class, and he's coming out of some big barns and some bigger circuits, and he's really ran every race pretty strong with the exception of his last race. So I thought this horse was going to be, I really thought 3-1, something like that. Seeing him at 14-1, I mean, I'll also use him at that price because I think I can draw a line through one bad race. I mean, it does make me nervous that Asmussen couldn't get this horse to win. Linda Rice is in that training line, which is always a horse I'm kind of scared to bet when it leaves her barn. But at 14-1, I mean, I can overlook some things that I don't really like. I just thought the horse would be shorter. So sorry, Chase, but the mush is on.
Yeah, right. The other thing is you're saying Asmussen, but the horse got beat by Bolita Boys, who came back and won a G3 or something at Belmont. That horse won 3 or 4 straight, so that and I'll sort of excuse that loss.
And at Saratoga to boot, I mean, a good outing at the Spa. Running second in the Spa is nothing to sneeze at. There are a lot of very talented horses that don't win at the Spa. And just from the pace standpoint, looking back at the 8 furlong results, the 8 post kind of scares me with a few horses drawn to the outside, because I mean, if you look at probably today's and yesterday's 8 furlong results, you're going to see nothing but double-digit numbers. So I'm afraid that the 8 might be a little bit more inwardly drawn. I'm hoping that Jimenez can get this horse out on the lead, just be patient and kind of walk the dog here. But we'll see. Yeah, I've been excited about this horse. Part of me, while saddened that I am mushed, I am also glad that other people see it too, and the rest of the betting public does not. So I need ice for bourbon. I will be right back.
I know I just said I don't like, but I assumed that, like I said, maybe I've not had a good tonight at Turfway. I thought this 3 in the next race would take. I don't think he'd be as short as the 9, but I thought they would be. Maybe the 9 goes off even money and the 3 goes off 2-1 or something. But the doubles to the 3 next race are paying really good for 3 of the 5 horses I like. I mean, we're talking like $300+ for an 8-3 double. So I may throw that in with the longer priced horses, or something like that, even if it's only for like $1. Just because I think it's one of those instances where just the value kind of demands a certain play. There's still 10 minutes left, and Turfway takes a lot of late money, so I'm gonna wait. But I may end up playing a spready double after all.
Yeah, the 3 in the next leg. What do you see in there? I didn't see it. I mean, I saw the potential of the horse getting loose. Is that your
That's
thought
pretty
process?
much my angle. Is that let me scroll down to get to the right page. I mean, basically is that I think the horse has a good shot to get loose, and I think he's getting a pretty significant drop in class. I mean, $5,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime is pretty much bottom of the barrel. And this horse was running $30,000 at Churchill last time. He had an allowance at Belterra before that, and then a series of $30,000 claiming races. And he never particularly ran well in those, but he's almost always made the lead. For horses like this, I mean, sometimes that, to me, it doesn't really matter how you finish when you're when you're in way over your head. It's at any point, were you competitive? Did you make the lead and then fade after a half mile, or did you make a middle move and flatten out, or were you coming on strong late? That's kind of more what I look for. And every time this horse made the lead, they were more than honest fractions. I mean, this horse has 21-3 opening speed last time at Churchill, which notoriously is a fast track on their sprints given the way the timer is set up. But still, this horse is fast. I do think that there's a good chance the horse gets loose, and we've seen tonight a lot of circles win on optics, which has not typically been the case up until now. So I didn't really like him at 3-1 per se, but given that it looks like he'll be much higher in the it's a horse I'm going to take a shot with. I think the 9's the likely winner. But again, I do think the 9 is, it's tough to feel great about any horse in these super low level claiming races. And horses that don't like to win, these N2L companies pass. Oftentimes I kind of like to take the horse that I think will be in front turning for home and see if they can get both. So it's not like a high confidence play. I do think the 9's most likely. There's a couple others that might threaten, like the 12 and 14 maybe, but the 3 is the one who I think is usable in a horizontal perspective, given the value I'm getting.
Yeah, I think I'm got $13 left. I think I'm looking at the double as well. I'm gonna be using 3 horses here. Be using the 4, the 5, and the 8 first leg. And I'm going to be doubling into the 9 and the 14. It's $12. It's $2 diamond play for $2. So it's going to be anywhere between like, I think, $38 to a lot more than that. We can do math. Yeah, it's like between like $40 to $100 depending on payouts. I don't really like this, not like this 9 being 9 to 5. I think in this big of a field is kind of kind of ridiculous. I think it's way too short. But I don't know. We'll see. I was interested a little bit too in this 10, especially at the price now that it's floating up a little bit. But yeah, I think that I don't know, I just think the 9 is like really bad here. So try and fade it. I mean, the horse wins at 9-5 or shorter. I mean, sure, I'll let him beat me.
Yeah, I was soft fade on the 9. Then I made the 9 and B. So yeah, I do tend to agree with you. I think the 9 is very overbet here, and I don't think the 9's a standout. I don't understand why the 9 is taking all the money it is right here. It doesn't seem to make a ton of sense.
All right. So I played some doubles. I did play them a little bit spready, but I weighted them a little bit different. So basically, the horses I'm using in this race 5, 8, 9, 10, 12. I'm playing the 9, 10, 12, the heaviest. The 5 and 8, I'm playing lighter. And then in the next race, I'm playing the 3 and the 9. I'm playing the 9 and I'm playing the 3 lighter. So if it comes in AA for me, I have it 3 times. If it comes in AB or BA, I have it 2 times. And if it comes in BB, I have it 1 time just for $1. So I think all said and done, it's a $20 play.
Is that 4-2-1 structure there, Caleb? Is that what you said?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, but yeah.
I'm actually starting to look at this. I think I might be getting better value if I'm trying to play vertically than trying to play horizontal. Because like this 5-9 doubles paying $19 for $1. But like something like, I don't know, 4-5 or 5-4, 10-4, 10-5, like all this seems like it's paying a lot. Zach does. I think that might.
Yeah, the prices on my 9 is still somewhere that I like it. I'm sorry, the 12 is still where I like it at 9-1 because I do feel good about the 12. But the 10 being 6-1 is probably the value here, in my opinion. I think that's more than fair. The 4 is a very usable horse, I think, in horizontal. Or not horizontals, verticals, because I think he projects to be low in speed. I just don't know if he's good enough to hold on. And I agree with you. I think that they're, given how much this 9 is getting bet in the next race, if you like the 9, you got to hit it hard to get any money out of it. So I think that I think vertically is a good way to go here. I may look and see what some of these exactas are worth. Trying to work in the 4 and the 12, who I think are the best chances at a price. Yeah, you're actually really even like a 9, 12. So there's a lot of value vertically here. I feel like I probably do have the right horses. It's just getting them in the right order for verticals is not something I feel highly confident in this race. So I'm not really sure how or if I'll play it.
Yeah, I know, because the 9, do I think the 9 is gonna win this? I think I have a nice fade on this 9 to try and win this, but I mean, I kind of feel like you got to include the 9 in verticals, which makes things a little bit more dicey. I really like this 4. I think this 4 might be able to get out, maybe get loose. But
The 4 is a horse I had in his initial C. I didn't use him at all in my doubles, and I somehow added. So I might go back and see. I hate to throw even more money into this doubles, but yeah, the 4-9 is not worth it to me. The 4-3 is a little bit better, but I probably am just going to be content to let the 4 beat me. Like I said, speed has been good in the sense that you want to be, near the top, by the top of the stretch, near the front. But I haven't seen wire to wire yet, so I've definitely just confirmed this horse will now go wire to wire.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. We were too heavy on the 8.
Ah,
8 is finally taking some money.
Yeah. Also, we haven't talked about this too at all. And if there's one trainer that kills me in Kentucky more than anybody else, it's either Charles Lepresti or Ben Colebrook. Probably Charles Lepresti. And Alex Canchari is quietly also having a pretty strong meet. I faded him mostly off the post, but that is one who very much could be a threat and is taking money like he has a good shot here. I think he's actually the second choice. I think we're probably all off of him just based off that post.
I have him as a B in my daily double. But the reason he's a B is because of the post.
so
yeah, he's probably an A if he's outside for me.
prop bet here. If Clemson loses,
it's post time.
does Dabo Sweeney
Fine-tune
cry
coming up.
in the post game presser?
Times Square
Ooh.
off that maiden score at the mile and a quarter distance. Frank,
I'm gonna say no. But they've been there last couple times. They've won a couple of them now.
Eagle Pass and Ransack will be the next 2 to load.
I actually am in the minority.
Traceable. And the
I haven't checked scores, so that might sound really stupid. But
once Ransack.
yeah, I think they do get beat. Who's winning anyway?
So real quick,
Ohio State's up 13-0.
Yeah, I just tossed in a quick exacta 4-8
Locked up Untraceables
over
in
4.
the Gray Uncle Mid-Show, and you can thank me later. Where I was looking for 2 on the card
9.
in Mock
I forgot what I put
Tree.
in. Oh no, 4, 5, 8, 10. 4-8 over 4, 5, 8, 10.
10 to 1 on a Mock Tree for Bob Bone.
Guys, I did a thing.
Uh-oh.
Mock Tree.
A 10-cent super. 9-12.
And they're
8. 9-12. 10.
For the lead from between horses, Eagle Pass being
It was a
hustled
very
on out, clearly
interesting
lead,
structure. No
untraceable.
hate though.
And Frankie and Jimmy has speed as well, and Fine Tune from that inside draw has the lead and the fence as they stack up 3 across the course. But meanwhile, it's Eagle Pass who has the most speed and shows the way by better than a length.
Right?
Frankie and Jimmy.
Yeah, well, I mean, if this 8's in form at all, I think it'll be very tough. My biggest question was just that the wheels totally fell off last race. Then there was the layoff on the barn switch. And then a return back to a pretty low claiming level. So, well, this isn't pretty low. I stand corrected. But if the horse is fit, if you draw a line through that last race, and this horse is probably like 2 to 1. So this might be the steal of the century if this horse is right.
A half mile to go. And Untraceable comes to confront Eagle Pass. They pass the half in 47.
I truthfully thought the 4 would make the lead over the 8,
Eagle
though.
Pass shows the way. Untraceable with that early
I wish the kid on the 8 would have tipped him outside a little more. He's getting stuck on
I'd
that
be cool
rail.
to just stop the race now.
Yeah.
Also moving well. Terrazzo's on the move.
This 2 took some late money. He's down to 3 to 1.
Oh my God, this 9's flying.
He's already taken the stick to him, though. And this 2's got some run, but yeah, this 9
right on his
looks
back is Animus as they round the turn. Whip comes
pretty,
out on Eagle Pass.
threatening here.
Untraceable still there. Up on the outside, here comes Terrazzo, loops up 3 wide. Many chances with a furlong to go. Eagle Pass shaken up, but it's Terrazzo who shoots up to the outside and goes right on by inside the final 16th. Terrazzo's in front.
Yeah,
by
looks like the
3.
9's going to run away and
Eagle Pass
hide.
is going to be in a photo with Animus for second, but the winner was Terrazzo. Photograph between Animus, Frank, and Jimmy.
10 up
and
for
Eagle
second,
Pass.
and
The
then
running
2,
time
and
was
then the
1:37
fourth.
and 3.
Well, probably the worst outcome for me because I think that 9-9 double absolutely crushed. But at least I'm alive.
Yeah, also the worst outcome for me. That was a B for me. So just less coverage into the next two legs, and obviously you don't, a really short press favorite is not what you want to have win.
Yeah. For ease of you keeping score at home, this is why you do better job of structuring your bets than I did. I put the bet in with like 9 minutes to go. I didn't check the probables, and that 9-9 double got crushed down to $12 for a $2 bet. I have it for $3, which means I'll get paid about $12.80. So I'll get paid about $20, and I had about $20 into the double. So I need to hit to break even with the 9-9. With the three wins, I make a little bit of money, but I really should have checked those probables closer to post time because a lot of money must have came pouring in on the 9.
I mean, I have the 9 for $2, but that 9 double.
Judges posting
It's one
number
of those
9,
things where,
Terrazzo
but I also
as the
have the
race
6 and the
winner. Second,
14,
number
which
10,
should pay
Animus.
much
Finishing
better.
third, number
So
2,
it's one of those
Frank
things.
and Jimmy.
Yeah, okay, if it
And
chalks
fourth
out,
was the
it goes
8 Eagle
9-9, and
Pass.
you kind
9,
of
10,
go,
2, and 8.
okay, it is what it is. But if you can catch one of those little pricier ones outside, I mean, a certain percentage of the time that you're going to go favorite, and you're going to not get what you put into it. But you hope that you can offset that with catching some prices.
Yeah.
Dude, how about the 9-10 exacto looking like $50 for $2?
Well, that's what's crazy. That 10 floated all the way up to 11-1. And that's the horse that I think all of us were using in some form or fashion, or at least we all thought looked, reasonable to hit the board. If I had more confidence that the 9 would win, I would have had that exacta. It's a great
9,
pick.
10,
It's
2, and 8.
just I didn't think the 9 was a 9-5 kind of winner, and apparently he was. So that Mike Maker horse was, pretty ready.
I tend to fade Mike Maker if he's not running horses for Gary and Mary, Sarah and Ken Ramsey or Three Diamonds Farm. And so when I saw the connections, that's why I faded that 9 a little bit further than I probably should have.
Yeah, you got to watch that Ramsey connection though, because they've substantially downsized their barn, so it's not like there's a lot of those out there anymore.
Yeah, it was really nice for a while because you could get prices on Ramsey Clash Draw were actually legit. It's just they were trying to get rid of some horses. So they're running them for tags where they were pretty likely to get claimed. Kind of over now. They've pretty much, I think, got rid of most of the horses they were looking to drop. But there was a nice streak where you could get some nice Ramsey Clash droppers and catch half decent prices on them that were almost all. But at any rate, I actually have to run for the last race. I won't be able to watch our doubles result. I'm live to the 3, and the 9 wins, I basically break even. If the 3 wins, I make like $100. So that would get me probably even on the day after that pick 4 missed. So good luck, gentlemen, and I'll send you my picks, Josh, after the stream's over.
Well, I have $1 left right now, so I'm gonna try and get this.
So, Josh, you're going to be the first 2-time contributor to the
Yeah,
Bourbon
dude,
Fund?
this is gonna be good.
Oh,
For everybody
Lord.
keeping score at home, I am live to the 2, 4, 6, 9, and 14 in the double. 2, 4 for $1, and the 6, 9, 14 for $2. Come on, Lopez. Stop being so slow.
What do you have anything live? You have
That
anything still live here, Chase, or are you?
I'm done. I am throwing together 3 10-cent superfectas to try to bail out the evening.
Yeah, so I'm doing the same. I'm trying to figure out some supers here. Toss some 10-cent supers in. Luck here. I'm definitely going to include the 6 because I both have Hope and the Dream. 10-cent super.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
The first 10-cent bullet. 3 9 14 1. The second 10-cent bullet.
Hold on, let me write this down real quick so I can copy them.
The second 3 9 14 1. And the third 14 3 1 9.
So I'm going to put the 9 over the 2, the 6, and the 14. So I'm keying this 9 there. That's 60. And then I'm also going to do a 9 14, 9 14, 2 6 2.
I'm hoping I can get some of this Ramos heat with the 1 here, but we see how hoping has gone for me tonight.
Yeah. Well, now that Caleb's gone, I figure we can have a little production
Fuck
meeting
that
here.
guy. Right.
A
Oh,
little production meeting. What's the plan for next week? I'm out of town, so you guys still want to do this next week? You want to take a week off?
you're out of town to Vegas.
Yep.
When do you get back?
Get back Monday. I
Oh,
leave Wednesday and I'm back Monday. Mark, I'm
well,
looking at you.
I can run it if you want me to.
Yeah, I'm mostly looking at you because you would be the one who'd have to run it.
You put me in charge of things? That's a terrible idea.
just let me know what night works, Mark.
Next week. Let me check my schedule real quick.
So you're still you're still doing that pick'em, right? Chase, how you doing with that?
Oh, I've come back to Earth in a big
You
way.
come back to Earth. I was wondering what happened because there's a pretty much we're getting daily updates on
There's
how
at
well you
one
were
point,
doing.
I think at one point I was, I don't know, 11-3 against the spread, and I'm now 12-8 versus the spread. So I dropped off big time. I'll get a little win here if Ohio State holds on, because for some reason they were a 2.5-point dog. But yeah, things went south. I was in like the top. I was in the top 300, and now I'm my rank is 34.1K. So things really went south.
Dude, this 9 is hammered in all horizontals.
It was my top pick for this race. It honestly looked much the best. Uh, much the best here. And I want to say that I might have used it in the last race. And I mean, it comes back from one, it had the rail post. And then two, you get a little jock upgrade from the Bug Boy to Conchari.
Yeah, Josh, I just looked. Thursday and Friday are not good for me, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, if we
Saturday
wanna
maybe more
skip a
workable.
week, that's fine. If we want to do it, I mean, either way, I would have to just know that I would have to make my plays at the race book because there is the ADWs. I always have troubles using them in Nevada.
Even if you log in through mobile.
I haven't tried that. Like, if I just use the website.
Yeah, it's the way around every single.
Gotcha.
No, I'm cool taking a week off.
I guess we'll talk to Caleb and when I put up the blog post tomorrow, I'll probably have time to do it tomorrow. We can figure out. What else? Wow, this 9 is 1 to 5. Holy cow. That's way shorter than I thought it was gonna be.
Part of me kind of thinks this 3 could kind of tip out and get bold on the front end and steal this thing. In the sprints, I feel like the outside posts don't necessarily have as much of a don't factor in quite as heavily as they do in the routes. But also I'm pretty certain it was what you had the 4 win the last sprint, Didn't you? Is that right? I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
So these inside posts can take it. That's why I made sure to use one of these superfecta silver bullets with a 3 on top.
So, how was everybody's Christmas? I know we had to shift our. I mean, since we're talking about the holiday, anyways, and shifting our schedule last week, and we had to shift stuff around this week. Caleb out of town. Obviously, he was doing it from his childhood bedroom. I think he was actually doing it from a race car bed, if I saw correctly. But yeah, how's everybody's holiday? We haven't. I mean, we've talked in messages and PMs, but we haven't really sat down and done this since the holidays. Mark, what'd you do? You do anything fun?
Yeah, man. I was opened presents early with the fam, and then went and taught little kids how to ski. That's sort of my vibe. I like Christmas on the Hills.
Your
Good
vibe is
fun.
hanging out with little kids. Got it.
Yeah, that was not well phrased.
It was not well phrased. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. I was teaching skiing at the mountain. So
Pizza, French fries. Pizza, French fries. That's all I know about skiing. I learned it from an episode of South Park.
I've saw they say the same thing on there's an episode of Psych. Do the same thing. I'm gonna say.
And if you pizza when you're supposed to French fry, you're gonna have a bad time.
Stan Marsh. Yeah, my holiday was good. My oldest is of the age where she like grasps the concept of Santa Claus and Christmas and everything. So she was definitely very, a lot more excited than she was for her Christmases previously. And we just brought home her first pet yesterday, which was a goldfish. She named it Goldie. I'm disappointed with the lack of imagination there, and not excited about getting to teach her about death in 2 weeks. And then my littlest one is, you know, she's just as cute as can be. So posing her in front of things for Christmas is always fun.
Yeah, we do with like my immediate family, we do an early Christmas thing usually on Saturday before Christmas. We did that, opened up presents and stuff like that. My brother's entire family was sick with the flu, so none of them came. So we kind of it was kind of a more subdued because he's got 2 kids and they are just full of energy. So we were just all really commenting how quiet it was without the 2 kids there, and my brother and sister-in-law. But yeah, and then on Tuesday I had my family or my wife's family over. Did prime rib and other stuff, and then Christmas we go by my in-laws. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just weird with it being in the middle of the week, and I didn't really take any PTO, so it's just kind of like all these days have kind of melded together, and I don't know. I'm just looking forward to having some time off starting on Wednesday. It looks like this 9 floated back up to 2 to 5.
Ooh, value.
Well, Mark, are you playing anything tomorrow? Is there anything you're looking at?
I really haven't been skiing tomorrow as well, and this is sort of a slow time of year for me, so I definitely don't play as much stuff. Take a bit of a break. So, yeah, well, at this point, I'm kind of anxiously awaiting Oaklawn, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I'm probably going to narrow my play down after today, back down to just okay. Turfway and possibly Gulfstream. I know we kind of shit talked Gulfstream earlier. I don't seem to do as bad at Gulfstream. I do agree with Caleb. You guys might have said something about this too. That with like the Ortiz brothers and other East Coast jocks down there, you got to pay a little bit more attention to which jock is on who, and you get the occasional East Coast jock nonsense that you Naira boys love so much. But yeah, I mean, I just really noticed that like I'll play. I mean, with the exception of today, I know I freaking shit the bed today at Turfway, but I feel pretty good with the Midwest stuff. Hashtag the middle move. But yeah, it's just sometimes I think Caleb was like, yeah, you had a rough day, because he saw me going. I went on some mini rant about Naira and betting Naira and all other stuff. I feel like I had a decent handle on how Saratoga was playing a little bit, but I don't know, this Aqueduct meet, the one that just ended and the one that just started, I'm just like, clueless.
I'm probably kind of like Mark said, just gonna trim it back to Turfway until Oaklawn starts. I mean, I'll be handicapping Aqueduct for just pick winners .wixsite.com. Just throwing that out there in case anyone's listening. Hey guys, humor me for a minute. I'm gonna try a Mr. Middle Move impression. If you guys will just go with it. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
How about it?
It's a hot pace, and here comes the middle move. Pretty good? Yay, nay?
Oh man,
It's not smooth nor deep enough. So, but besides that, close.
yeah, you got the beard, you got the mustache thing going. I mean, he's got the curly Q mustache going right now. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a picture of Brian, but he's got the evil I'm gonna tie you to the railroad tracks mustache thing going on. So
I call it the cul-de-sac kid.
Yep.
Yeah, it's usually whenever my beard gets long enough, I'll curl it up. I've even got a little bit of mustache wax, but I trimmed the mustache back way back and just kind of let this go this time.
By the way,
It's
you guys were, that was a completely random thing, but you guys were mentioning Florida tracks, and I do enjoy a little Tampa on occasion. That's a fun little track to play.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with you. Tampa is I really like the turf racing at Tampa. So I'll pay attention to Tampa. But yeah, I don't know. You know what? There's just something about this fucking aqua. I never fucking. And then like I'll I'll see like Caleb's like, "Oh, it's because of this." I'm like, "Dude, it's like I would have never looked at that."
Yeah. Yeah, and like I think you said earlier, like, you know what I hate more than Aqueduct? It's Aqueduct with the C team jockeys.
Oh my
Like,
god.
they're just there's no right choice when it's Dylan Davis, Eric Cancel, Herman Harkey, Joey. I do kind of enjoy watching for Joey. I had a nice little streak of about three straight racing days at Aqueduct, being able to catch, being able to beat a heavy favorite in the first race, and that came to an end today. I caught a really good price in the third, and then literally just terrible racing luck for the rest of the day. But you know, I used to play Gulfstream a lot. I grow weary of Gulfstream's bullshit with the circling the gate for hours and the, you know, the the shenanigans, the perceived shenanigans that go down. Tampa, that's just a track that I've never gotten a hold of. I'll look at it whenever they have their Derby prep. I can't even remember what it's called right now. It's just kind of a dark, depressing time for racing, other than the one bright spot that is Turfway Park.
Yeah, you know, with I think last winter I mostly played Gulfstream. Uh Gulfstream and Turfway. Yeah. I didn't really play much Aqueduct. I didn't play much Naira last year. I mean I played Saratoga. Um this year I played a little bit more since we went on that I went on a trip up there, and you know, Mark was happy to share some information on how certain things do. Um or on how things go, you know, with connections and stuff like that. He'll, you know, having someone who's got that knowledge always helps with that kind of stuff.
You know, I one of the last times I really looked at Gulfstream was during this time last year, and I just remember a goose getting smoked on the turf course. Like, I just kind of waddled out, and I was like, "Oh, that goose has got to move," and that goose did not move. And I think I still have a trip note somewhere that's like, you know, Gulfstream first turn smoked a goose, and not in the culinary sense.
Yeah, that seems like an appropriate Gulfstream thing. I mean, is that sort of like Hollywood Park where you would have had a smoked a flamingo?
You know, I really wanted Pete Aiello to react to just like the super graphic goose trampling that happened at
Oh
Gulfstream,
my god, I completely forgot about that.
and so you remember it too,
Yeah,
okay?
dude, I remember, dude. That friggin' like it was a good like a goose or whatever, just walking across and just getting friggin' trampled.
It was just a hole in the ground with like wings sticking out at a weird angle. Like, that's all that was left. It was beautiful.
Oh, there's a little production meeting happening over in YouTube chat. Sounds like there might be a combination Call of Duty Sha Tin stream happening. Yeah, you guys sounded real excited about that.
Yeah. Woot.
I gotta see what time post time is. shots in post time. 86 minutes. Oh man, this might be a possibility. Clamps, you got to make sure you all updated. You got your computer set up.
My nephew got a Nintendo Switch. Speaking of video games, Nintendo Switch with like the classic NES game package and like the classic NES controller, and it was like, move over, nephew, let me show you how to knock out Glass Joe.
Oh man. I get like halfway through that game, and then I'm just like, I don't think I've ever gotten past this part, and then I just give up. Looks like they're starting to load in.
It's approaching the starting gate. Phillies and Mares approaching the gate. 2 minutes.
I don't care about it. Is your old one still set up? The old one plays Call of Duty just fine.
Once again, race fans are reminded, live racing back here on Tuesday. New Year's Eve, day racing, special 110 post, including the Prairie Bayou Stakes.
Wait, so Clamps got a new computer? I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, dude. Freaking, yeah. Have him send you a picture of the shit he bought.
Should there be any?
Because it's freaking, it's just a monster.
Single six and high five in this race. Now the horses have reached the starting gate. They'll begin loading for the 8th and final.
He was still waiting for parts to get shipped in, so he wasn't sure. He was all excited though. He's like, he was gonna go out tonight, but then he's like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna stay in to put together his computer."
Starting gate. It's post time.
Nope, he hasn't even opened the box yet.
Seriously, Clamps, get it together.
Aspen's Little Zip at 4-5 coming forward. Flash and Dance.
I just noticed that freaking Turfway's graphic needs to get updated. Look at that 14.
Locked up for
hanging off
Brandon
the edge there.
Terry.
Yeah, it's been like that for a couple of years now, I think.
Angel Serpa moving the line. La Dama and Gerardo Corrales locked.
They haven't adapted to the new widescreen television.
And Alvin Jimenez.
That reminds me, do you guys get Turfway in HD? Because this definitely does not look like an HD signal.
She's a fast in the line.
Pretty certain, because I mean, I watched it on normal TVG and it looks HD.
I think Naira Betts gets it in HD, but for some reason Twin Spires, who owns Turfway, doesn't get it in HD. That could be a problem.
Patsy J off the also to the outside.
Yeah, nothing Churchill does makes any sense whatsoever.
I mean, trust me, I want to give them money. Arlington's my home track. I do well at Churchill. I use Brisnet products. But
good
they sometimes make it hard.
On out. There goes Hope and a Dream from between horses. And
they
down
love
underneath,
making it
she got
really,
into
really
displaying
hard.
speed. As they head up the backside, it's Hope and a Dream clears
off
by a length. Up on the extreme outside, Patsy J moves a closer second. She got
live to
third.
Here?
Flash and Dance on the class drop in between horses.
2,
Fourth.
4,
The
6,
favorite
9,
Aspen's
14.
Little Zip is fifth and about 5 off the pace. 2 in front of My Temple. Then 3 lengths further back to the gray as they head into the far turn. Spoofy Doo. Quarter zipped out 21 and 4/5 seconds. It's Hope and a Dream racing well off the rails, shows the way. Patsy J moves a closer second. As all of a sudden, Aspen's Little Zip races up into third. Whip comes out on Flash and Dance, launching from the backfield. Don't dally with a wide angle on that run. As My Temple will cut the corner to the top of the home stretch they come. And Patsy J comes roaring off the turn. So with a furlong to go, Patsy J has a 5-length lead. Late on the scene, here comes La Dama from the back of the pack. Flash and Dance is running on well. But with a 1/16 of a mile left to go, it's all Patsy J. Patsy J will give Jimenez 2 on the card. They went going away by 6.
Nope.
Looked like Flash and Dance just
I
held
did
off
not.
late Dama for
I had the 14
spot,
on top, but I didn't have anything.
Third in 110 and 4.
I had the 9 second. So.
Shenanigans from the 3.
Yeah, so I'll basically break even on that late double, which is fine.
I'll be shocked if this 3 doesn't come down.
What did the 3 do?
Just took a hard left and caused a little chain reaction of shittiness. which is how I like to refer to everything past my early 20s.
The judges posting number 14, Patsy J, as the race
So how long
winner.
does Sayas get
Second, number 3, Flash and
get
Dance.
suspended for?
Third, number 4, La Dama Photo for fourth.
I hadn't seen.
So you cashed a little double here then, Mark?
Yeah, I had this one as well. Yep, I'll add $2 to it.
Oh, nice little another like 44 bucks there.
Yeah, but the play cost me that much, so.
Result of the photo for fourth.
Granted, if they don't pull down the 3, then the old wolf sheet has the 14-3 exacta. Ooh, 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 ooh.
And you didn't play it?
No, absolutely not. The wolf sheet also had the 9-14 double. Fantastic.
Well, hey, you did all that work, paying off for your customers.
This is
Not for
true.
you.
I turned a $7.60 flat win bet profit. I'm now only down $10 flat win bet for the meet with over 100 races capped, so I can hopefully hit a flat win bet profit at the end of by next week.
Did Caleb have this 14 too? Or was he just on the 9?
Look.
We can recap real quick. I don't know if he posted the play.
Yeah, I don't see where he posted it.
Oh, and Clamp said 14 days. That's how long Louis Size is going to be suspended for after that. Is that 3?
About the life expectancy of a goldfish. Josh, is your flight booked for Oaklawn?
Oh my god.
It'll be booked right after he books his flight to Vegas for February for NEC.
2 fucking weekends that I have gigs. He has to kill him. Oh shit.
You know, because
Dude, Dennis is just figuring out who you are, Chase.
Dennis is just figuring it out.
Yeah, Dennis is like, wait, is that the Wolf of Oak Lawn guy? You're the Wolf of Oak.
Yep, indeed.
the one
He
and
is
only.
I and I am him.
Alright, well, it sounds like Chase and that, well, I'll be rebuying for the third time next time we get together.
For the third?
Well, I'll be buying in for the third time, rebuying for the second. And then
I'll have my first rebuy.
Chase will have his first rebuy, and then Mark.
Can we get a reminder of the stakes that we're playing for?
And we're playing for a bottle of bourbon here, and right now it looks like I'm contributing an extra $10. Chase, you're an extra $5 in there. So
a really nice bottle of Evan Williams for whoever pulls this thing in, assuming that we don't each rebuy a few more times.
You guys need to rebuy a few more times because I want a better bottle than that when I take this because I'm a quarter of the way there. So
listen, what would be perfect for a guy like you is the kind of whiskey that has plastic half pints, so that when you're skiing and you fall, you don't cut yourself on your ass pocket full of whiskey. You'll learn someday.
I figured that we were gonna start with some kind of like low end bottle as like the baseline. So something like maybe like a bottle of Buffalo Trace, which is like $25. That'd be what, $8 a person, essentially. And then
Yep.
$8 a person. So if you don't have to rebuy it all, then you pay the $8 plus whatever gets put in the pot. So if this goes really bad, you might be getting a nice, maybe a nice bottle of scotch, something else, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, Mark Clamps makes a point. Mark can get a case of his favorite White Claws. I gotta see if I can find that picture of Mark. Mark, you look pretty drunk in that picture. And then someone decided to snap a photo of you, snap a photo of you with a White Claw, and you kind of had this like look on your face, like, "Fuck, I got caught."
We actually, that was Travers Day, and I think it was maybe it was Alabama Day, and the group next to us was making a run for the hills because a massive thunderstorm was coming in, and they were just like, "Oh, you guys want this?" And handed us a cooler with like 50 White Claw in it. So me and the boys from Southern New York were deciding to slam a couple White Claws because why not?
Yeah. They're light, refreshing.
Oh my God,
Only
that sounds
positive
terrible.
adjectives I can come up with.
Just horrendous. It's horrible stuff.
All right.
Yep.
Josh.
So, yep, that's I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. Clamps and I are gonna have a little discussion here about possibly tints. At least for us, for Bankroll Building and Bourbon here, it's gonna be it for us. So, for Chase, Wolf, Pack, Mark, key instructor extraordinaire, and fucking Caleb, no, Mark's in the lead now, right? Mark's in the lead now, so
Yeah.
so fucking Mark, and then wholesome Caleb. Yeah, we're on the wrong lead, and we'll catch you guys later.